Defense wins championships, and we are hanging our hat on defense. We're going to return one of the best front lines in the NBA, and we have one of the deepest and the most versatile benches.
Nico Harrioson is a betting man. I say that because on February 2nd, 2025, he ended up trading away Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first round pick. That shocked the entire NBA because Luka Doncic is the best, or at least one of the best players in the entire league, and Anthony Davis is an injury-prone superstar. Yes, when he's fully healthy, he's one of the best in the league, but for years, that just hasn't been the case. That's why fans ended up calling for more than Nico Harrison's job whenever the trade occurred. But fast forward to May, the Dallas Mavericks were blessed by the NBA gods. They ended up getting the first overall pick in this year's draft, and that pick will be used to draft Cooper Flagg. But let's look at the beginning of the video. Nico talked about two things. That's defense and depth. So why not trade Cooper Flagg to put the Dallas Mavericks in a position to win now and in the future? You can have vets and so much potential on this roster. And I've come up with a trade that will get Nico Harrison either promoted or banned from the NBA. But before we get into the video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on my Instagram channels, because that will help me push out more great content. Now that we got that out of the way, let's look at the trade at hand. The deal involves the Dallas Mavericks, the 76ers, and the Charlotte Hornets. And the Mavs, they will receive Jared McCain from the Philadelphia 76ers, the 3rd and 4th overall pick in this year's draft, and a future 2nd round pick. The 76ers get Yusuf Nurkic, Josh Green, Grant Williams, and the 1st overall pick in this year's draft with a future 2nd round pick. And last but not least, the Hornets, they get Joel Embiid, the 35th pick in this year's draft, and 3 future 1st round picks. Now, this deal makes sense, and I know it's a crazy one, but let's start off with the Mavs. For one, they get Jared McCain, a guy that averaged 15.3 points, 2.6 assists, 2.4 rebounds, shot 46% from the field, 38% from 3 in only 25 minutes per game. Now, he was in a conversation for Rookie of the Year, but he had a knee injury and he only played 23 games last season. I believe that he can help out the Mavs because when Kyrie Irving isn't healthy, I think that he has enough basketball IQ to actually lead this team throughout the regular season into the playoffs. If you look at his gameplay, he plays with energy, he puts in effort, and that can be contagious in the locker room. Moving on, the Mavs will also get the 3rd and 4th overall pick in this year's draft. And while Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper will go 1 and 2, Ace Bailey, VJ Edgecombe, and Trey Johnson are the 3 players that the Mavs should look into. Ace Bailey, with his time in Rutgers, was able to average 17.6 points, 7.2 rebounds, 1.3 assists, and 46% from 3-point range. If you look at the scouting report, he has exceptional shooting ability, even when it comes down to contested jump shots, and his athleticism is off the charts. One thing that I am disappointed in is that he was listed as 6'10" before the draft combine, and after, he is 6'7.5" barefoot. Even though that is a big gap, I believe that he'll still be drafted 3rd overall, and honestly, him and VJ Edgecombe will be a match made in heaven. Last year for Baylor, he was able to average 15 points, 5.6 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 2.1 steals, and shot 43% from the field and 34% from 3. If you look at his player comp, they compare him to Dwayne Wade, Victor Oladipo, and even Jalen Green, 3 guys that have had all-star careers. He is 6'5", 180 pounds, but the most thing that I like about him is his demeanor on the basketball court. You can tell that he's locked in. You can tell that he actually looks at the game and is very calm and collective. That will be needed on a championship team. So instead of having Cooper Flagg, you'll have Ace Bailey, VJ Edgecombe, Jared McCain, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington, Caleb Martin, Najee Marshall, Max Christie, Jaden Hardy, and Derek Lively. If you don't think that this team can win a championship, then I don't know what to tell you. Not only that, they can also use some of the players on this roster to get better via trade. And in the future, this is still a stacked team without Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, or Klay Thompson. Personally, I would give this trade an A+ on the Dallas Mavs behalf. But let's talk about the 76ers. First things first, they're getting rid of Joel Embiid, a former league MVP who is averaging around $60 million per year over the next 4 years. He only played 19 games last season and 39 the year before. So the 76ers, instead of getting rid of other players, they need to just move on from Joel Embiid. And why not go get Cooper Flagg, the #1 overall pick in this year's draft? A guy that's an overall great player, and they said that the gap between 1 and 2 is significant. So if he's that much better than the other players in a loaded NBA draft, then I believe that even getting rid of Jared McCain is worth it. Not only that, you'll have Tyrese Maxey, Cooper Flagg, and you get Grant Williams, Yusuf Nurkic, and Josh Green. 3 players that can also complement these 2 superstars. The team also wants to re-sign Quentin Grimes, who will be a restricted free agent this offseason. And I believe that even having these other players can also facilitate a trade to helping re-sign him. Now, last and not least, let's talk about the Charlotte Hornets, the team that I feel like will take on the biggest risk, and that's Joel Embiid. He hasn't been healthy over the last 2 seasons, but whenever he did play 66 games in the year before, he averaged 33.1 points, 10.2 rebounds, 4.2 assists, a steal, 1.7 blocks, and shot 54% from the field and 85% from the free throw line. He'll be paired with LaMelo Ball, Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, Josh Okogie, and Mark Williams. Honestly, I believe that the Hornets could make this deal because they desperately need change. They've been drafting great players for the last few seasons, but the team is going nowhere. Now that's due to injury, some unfortunate circumstances, but either way it goes, I don't believe that the current roster, even when drafting VJ Edgecombe or Ace Bailey, would tip them to the needle that gets them into the playoffs. So they need to make a move for a superstar now while they can. And yes, Joel Embiid is a big question mark, but let's just go and see what happens. They also have the 33rd, 34th, and 35th pick in this year's draft. So make sure that you emphasize a loaded draft. And that will help the Hornets even build around this roster if Joel Embiid isn't in play for this season. Now you guys let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think that the Dallas Mavericks should trade Cooper Flagg for this deal? Also, give me a grade for each team if something like this were to happen. In my opinion, I believe that the Mavs would get an A+, the 76ers would get an A, and the Hornets would get anywhere between a B to a B+. Just let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on my Instagram channels. I appreciate all you guys loving your support. And as always, this your boy ScottyIce, aka Baby Bron. And you already know, I'm out.